Hello everyone and welcome back to some more AEW on TEW2020. We're continuing the road towards Revolution. We are first here in first week of December. So we got the start of a little bit of a build-up towards a special event at the New Year's. And we start off with Mayu Iwatani defeating Danny Jordan. Patrick Scott debuts and defeats David Foudre. By submission. Actually, 27 for someone with, like, no pop is pretty good. So, I'll take it. Rosemary defeats Emi Sakura. The Butcher and the Blade defeat the Natural Nightmares. Harlow O'Hara defeats Leva Bates. Big Swole defeats Mel. The Motor City Machine Guns defeat Myron Reed and Nathaniel Murphy. And really, Nathaniel Murphy was the weak link, even though he's more popular than Myron Reed. Interesting. Ricky Starks defeats Sean Spears. Hayabusa defeats Shima. Darby Allin defeats Orange Cassidy. And that ends the show. So, yeah, there's Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy have good chemistry, which is good to note. Our show of Dynamite begins with the FTR Open Challenge as FTR defeats Proud and Powerful, making their defense of the Tag Team title, Section 9 rated segment, pretty decent to start off the show. Afterwards, the Inner Circle surround the ring. Sammy and Ace watch the entrances to make sure Charles Betts doesn't get involved. Jericho and Hager slide into the ring, and they look down to beat Cash and Dax. When Kurt Angle shows up, he's still in a suit, he's looking ready to fight, but no, he still isn't. He and Jericho start talking for a little bit before Dax charges Jericho, Cash charges Hager, Betts shows up, he takes down Sammy pretty quickly, and then easily takes down Ace Austin before Ace can intercept him. Ortiz and Santana, who have just gotten beaten down, they rush out of the ring, they go and they try to beat up Betts, but, they just lost the match. Charles Betts is still fully healthy, and he takes down the recently defeated challengers pretty easily. But before he can get into the ring, AJ Mendez shows up from behind and quickly hits Betts in the back. And, her match is up next, but she's, if her match is up next, she might as well show up early. And then FTR, Kurt Angle, they rush out, they get to Betts' side, everyone else clears out, and they help Betts backstage. All of them retreat backstage. It's the Inner Circle, they surround the ring, while AJ Mendez is ready for her upcoming match, which is a pretty bad match. She beats Britt Baker. I don't have too many people who aren't unimportant that I'm willing to job out, which kind of sucks, but I'll make do. So, AJ Mendez, she is part of, she is part of the Inner Circle now. This is supposed to be that Kana is showing up to commentate the upcoming title match between Hikaru Shida and Maki Ito. That's supposed to be Kana. It's Kairi Hojo. Whatever. She's taking over for Excalibur. And Hikaru Shida defeats Maki Ito. Maki nearly the same level of performance as Shida, which is impressive. 52 compared to a 58. I think the ground wall of support is definitely a big part of that, but still. Also legendary gimmick. Maki Ito, that's, again, last week, Abaddon had a 30-something, Maki had a 52? That's pretty good. After this, unfamiliar music plays, and an unfamiliar face comes out, and she immediately comes over and she caresses Maki Ito, who is lying defeated, and this person grabs Mike and says, "Chris Statlander has changed me, Maki-chan. It's me, your friend Abby. I'm here for you, and we'll win the title together, okay?" So, remember last week, Chris Statlander, she booped Abaddon again, and Abaddon completely flipped out, completely blank, and now this week, she's calling herself Abby, she's removed all the makeup. Let me actually make that change. It's marketable, which I'm fine with. Honestly, none of those are too bad. But Abaddon, she has changed. She is now no longer a zombie. She is Abby, which we'll find out more about her character as we go on. After this, Pac is seen backstage. He's followed by the Hit Squad, Zach Wentz, Desmond Xavier. They're looking for partners for their main event match against Eddie Kingston and his crew. The Vision approach them, and Jake Roberts offers to help them out if they promise to help either member of the Vision win the TNT title, because they're going to look to start challenging for that, or if they help win the tag titles. And Pac accepts, but I feel like it's kind of obvious that he has something else up his sleeve. Kenny Omega then defeats Scorpio Sky, and afterwards, Jon Moxley, he shows up in the crowd, he marches away to the ring, and he gets a mic as he enters. He looks Kenny up and down, just kind of examining him over, and he says, "This is a dream match a ton of people have wanted for the year we've been on air, huh? Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World Title. You know what? I think 2020 has been a shit year in the grand scheme of things. So let's get 2021 started off with a dream. You're on, Kenny." And then tosses the mic to the ground and walks off backstage. Obviously, because this can't simulate something like a global pandemic, there are a few changes that have happened in 2020, but I think it should still be agreed that even heading up to, August that we started this, 2020 wasn't the best year. So, really, it's a good year for AEW in this save, for sure, but that's not really saying much. I mean, okay, that is still saying a lot, but compared to everything else that's been going on, it's not the best. You get what I'm trying to say. 80 rated segment, I'm fine with that. It's probably not going to be a good show looking at the ratings so far. After this, I put the wrong winners, I think. That's supposed to be Jurassic Express 1, but they didn't. During the match, AJ Mendez intends to rush in to help the Inner Circle defeat the Jurassic Express, which is interrupted by Mary Dobson, which allows for the Jurassic Express to get the win. Mary Dobson then gets into the ring herself with the rest of the Jurassic Express, and she accepts the handshake of Jungle Boy, and she joins the Jurassic Express. Mary Dobson is someone that, I feel like she fits in with Jungle Express. I want to get the stables to be more well-rounded, get them so that they're not just all guys, get some girls in the stables, so we have, I do love me a good stable warfare. That's always fun, and, it's nice to have some on all ends of the spectrum. So, you have people challenging for the tag titles, you have people challenging for the world title, TNT title, and, probably more importantly, you have stables challenging for the women's title, too. So that is why I'm throwing Mary Dobson into that mix as well. After this, MJF is seen backstage, and he's by himself. He's very frazzled, he's very angry. He's not as kempt as he usually is. No, he's very, very, very visibly frustrated. He says, "I see how it is, Jonathan. You think you can just get away with accepting the challenge of a qualified loser rather than a person who actually earned their shot through outlasting 20 other AEW wrestlers, Kenny included? Your arrogance really knows no bounds, does it? You're just some high and mighty god that plays puppets with management because you're the champion. A champion should honor their promises. A champion deserves to be someone who should be for the people in every respect, especially those people who he has backstage. You know what? Fine. So be it. I'll accept you having that challenge, but know that this is something you won't just be able to get away with all scot-free. Oh no. Trust me. I expect some sort of reparation for this blatant disregard of the rules towards my right to challenge for that title." He's going to continue on when he's attacked from behind by Garza Jr., who just stares up at the camera and shakes his head, then follows him out of the campaign office, tracks him down, and Garza, he's making his way out of the arena. He's stopped by Penelope Ford and Viperous, who want to join him for wherever he's going, and Garza's like, "Yeah, sure, why not? These are two pretty ladies. Sure. I'm a sexy man, these are sexy ladies, why not?" As he's about to leave, Kip Sabian shows up, because Kip Sabian, dating Penelope Ford, and he's like, stirs them up, kind of think that there's maybe going to be this moment of tension, and then Kip just says, like, "Hey, me and Penelope are a package deal, so if you're taking her on a date, you're taking me out on a date, too." And Garza's like, "What? Sure, why not?" And Garza accepts that, and him, Viperous, Penelope Ford, and Kip Sabian enter a limousine. and drive off. Garza Jr., of course, Angel Garza. Ooh, that's a good gimmick. Yeah, we have him in, and he is going to help out this good old stable warfare thing that I mentioned before. After this, our main event. Pretty bad. Pac, the Hit Squad, and the Vision defeat the Blood Brothers. That's what Eddie Kingston's group is named. After Pac pins the Butcher. And Pac, the best performance by far with a 76, the next highest being a 66 from Penta. I did admittedly forget that Desmond Xavier had an injury, but I had this match planned out anyways. But it's fine. We shouldn't have to worry about that, Pac's group missing someone, because after the match, Pac and Hit Squad celebrate in the ring with the Vision when Donovan Dijak shows up and he batters down Lance Archer. Pac and Zach Wentz go and take down Seidel. Entirety of Pac's group easily take down the Vision, and Dijak stands tall as the newest member of the newly christened Brutality Inc., as his t-shirt says. So, Donovan Dijak, that's certainly some pros and cons to a gimmick. Yeah, he is part of Brutality Inc., as I'm calling them. Pac, he seems like he's a good leader for a faction. I wasn't the biggest fan of Death Triangle, especially after seeing Phoenix and Penta with Eddie Kingston. So, Pac going for this, this group of people who they're willing to do anything to win. I think that's fine. We finished the show. How bad is our show? 68. Better than I thought, admittedly. But, still not the best. But, again, it has been a little bit since I've actually recorded anything. School's been a little bit difficult, but that should hopefully be over soon after the time that I'm recording this. Probably will already be done by the time I upload this. So, it's whatever. We're continuing our way towards the New Year special.